couple going out for the night. They hired a babysitter to watch their kids. After they left, the babysitter noticed a clown statue. It was standing in the corner of the room, and it made her feel uneasy. Later, the parents called to check in. The babysitter said everything was fine, but she had one request. She asked if she could put a sheet or blanket over the clown statue. The parents panicked. Their voices became firm and serious. They said 3 lines. Take the children and go to the neighbors. We'll call the police. We don't have a clown statue. According to the story, the statue...
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. See, now that's storytelling. Now that's storytelling. Yup. Now that's storytelling. Disturbing internet legends that turned out true. Video by Visual Venture. Look, y'all. Now, I don't know what type of internet legends we are going for, but I do know it's hella internet legends out there that, you know, obviously we're not talking about Michael Jordan and Michael Jackson gang. We're not talking about those legends. We're talking about stories, myths, mythological creatures, you know, like the Yeti and the Bigfoot man. Are they really brothers? Are they really related? Are they the same creature? You feel me? I want to know what's true and what's not true. Without further ado, while I have your attention, subscribe.
She been command me.
The internet is filled with terrifying rumors, but we did the research and found out some of the worst ones were actually real. From a game so disgusting that it was reported to the police to a serial killer that lured their victims using the internet. Today we'll dive into disturbing internet legends that are actually true. The goal, guys, is 2.5 million subscribers by the end of 2026. It is a crazy goal, so it would mean the world if you subscribe.
I'm eating salad, y'all. It's been a long ass morning for me.
And I will do my very best to put out the best videos I possibly can for you. I'm Visual Venture and you are awesome. The legend of the slave master. In the early 2000s, internet users received a disturbing email. The first line alone made people freeze. If a guy by the name of Slave Master contacts you, do not answer. He has ended 56 women.
That word triggers me.
That he has talked to on the internet. The email caused panic as it spread. Soon, the slave master became one of the internet's darkest legends. But no one knew if the story was true. The email about the slave master was actually chainmail. In the early days of the internet, people would get emails with creepy stories and forward them to others. It was almost impossible to find who originally wrote the message. One of those chainmails spoke about a serial killer called the slave master. It claimed he searched for victims in internet chat rooms. The slave master would convince his online friends to meet him in person, and when they arrived, he ended them. The rumor created paranoia.
Who would meet somebody I guess it's regular. The crazy thing is, as time moves forward and time progresses, like technology, we don't fear things like, remember growing up, your parents would be like, hey, watch out, hey, like they don't even trust your friend. You like, I go to school with this person. Now it's like more accepted, like, just let them go hang out with her. Just let them go hang out with her. And this is how people are getting their kids sexually assaulted at sleepovers. I'm happy my mom didn't let me just go willy-nilly. She let one of my friends ever come over to my house one time. And I only went to my friend's house maybe and spent the night like 3 times or something like that. Something serious. She was not playing with any of that. I snuck out one time, got a phone call. You know the ones where it's like, you know the phone calls where y'all seen the skits where it's like, hello? And she's like, Gesta, you better, what are you doing? What are you doing? You better, you're such an idiot. And I'm like, talking to my friend, act like nothing, everything's all good. Gesta, you better, if you don't come home by 30 minutes time, you need to find a new family. I'm like, oh shit. My mom not playing, right? When I'm telling my friend like, yo, it's all good, gang. Don't worry, gang. It's good. It's all good. She said, what's up? Hey, Aaron said, what's up? She not playing none of that. Y'all know that's how my mom was for everything.
across the internet. People wondered if one of their online friends could secretly be the slave master, so they kept forwarding the email to warn others. As the story spread, some people added new details. Soon, different versions of the email were circulating, but the warning always stayed the same: beware of the slave master. People even called him the internet's first serial killer, but not everyone was worried. Chain emails were notorious for spreading fake stories.
No one was exactly sure what to think. Many just dismissed the message and deleted it. More of the same internet shenanigans.
However, the story was not completely made up. The legend of the slave master was based on a real man. His name was John Edward Robinson. He lived in Kansas City, Missouri, and he went on a crime spree in the 1980s and 90s. He targeted women who were lonely or having money problems. He often promised them jobs or romantic relationships. When they got close, he brutally ended them. But Robinson didn't look like someone people would fear. He was a good-looking man with a
good looking. Oh shit, maybe for these times, maybe for Kansas City, cause nigga, he looked like a real life Peter Griffin, low key.
steady job, a wife, and kids.
Meanwhile, he cultivated this public image of himself as the ultimate family man and pillar of the community.
That image helped him avoid suspicion for years. At first, Robinson chose victims from his own city, but in the early 1990s, he started hunting on the internet. He joined chat rooms and talked to women across the country. His online username was actually Slavemaster. One of his first chat room victims lived in California. She had a disabled daughter and was struggling to pay her bills. Robinson met her online and promised to help.
He offered Sheila a job, as well as promising to support her and her 15-year-old disabled daughter, Debbie.
He convinced her to travel to Kansas.
You know, it'd be stories like this where some random's going on, right? And then by the end of this story, this one right here specifically, you find out this is where Lil Debbie's treats came from. So, and my daughter used to love my mom used to call me Lil Debbie. She passed away, so I started making bacon treats. Named it Lil Debbie after my mom's nickname she gave me. That's how these stories be going.
City. But when she arrived, Robinson ended both her and her daughter. The others suffered the same fate.
And they also learned he was already flying other women out to Kansas and putting them up in rooms at the same extended stay hotel.
One by one, Robinson kept ending them. Sometimes he got romantically involved with the women first, then at the right moment he would strike. It seemed like he would never be caught, but eventually one victim fought back. In June 2000, Robinson got into a fight with a woman he was having an affair with. She escaped and ran to the police, and her report set off the chain reaction that exposed everything. Robinson was arrested for being violent.
With Robinson now in custody, authorities executed search warrants on his multiple properties.
Police were shocked by what they found. There were remains of several missing women hidden on the property. Robinson was convicted of ending 8 victims, but police believe the real number may be higher. He was sentenced to
This is insane. Oh my
execution.
goodness.
The media followed the case closely. Around that same time, emails about slave masters started showing up online. Someone probably saw the news and wrote a message to warn others about him. Then the story spread across the internet, and over time, a real warning slowly turned into an urban legend. The legend of the slave master. The slave master used the internet to hunt, and the reason it worked was simple. He found his victims online and messaged.
You know what the most dangerous thing about this is, I feel like, is the fact that they say the slave master was him and it's done. Now in the future, like today, if I get online and make an account, the slave master, I could locally terrorize everybody and no one's going to take it serious, because it's like, why would you name yourself? You know what I'm saying? Or in some way, some capacity, use it like that, if you feel what I'm trying to say. Like, because it happened, I could low-key do it again with that same alias or something like that.
Them. But in today's age, not only can a complete stranger message you, but now they can search your name and find your email address, home phone number, and even your home address in minutes. And this happened to me. Someone found my
or snipe
under the bed. What would you do if you checked into a motel and the room smelled like something was rotting? That's how this internet urban legend started. It was written by a teacher from Northridge, California.
Yo, you know that there's this thing they found in people in China. They put like in certain hotels in popular cities. It's different hotels with people in, I think it's Japan actually. No, it's not. I think it's China. Basically, somewhere in Asia, they have like these live streams of like you having intercourse, like cameras, hidden cameras inside your room, your hotel rooms around the world in popular cities, popular states, popular popular cities most oftentimes, right? And they stream it back to there, and then people who are lonely get to watch you. So guess what I did when I went to Vegas? I was looking in every crack and every crevice. I was looking inside the vents. I was looking at everything. And I know my mom, who be buying stuff, I thought she was so paranoid. I'm like, she bought these camera detectors, right? And I'm like, why are you buying camera detectors from China? Like, what are you doing? You're extra, right? But it actually worked. I actually tried it and it actually worked. There was no cameras in the hotel because I was in Vegas. I was like, they gotta put cameras here. But the camera detector actually works. Like, I put it inside behind the microwave. I put it inside here. Like, my sister hit it. She said, find it in the house. I went around, nothing. And every time it vibrated or beeped, I found it, which is so crazy. It actually works. I'm keeping that from now on when I go out of town.
According to the story, a couple decided to get away for a few days. They checked into a motel and got a room, but the moment they walked inside, they noticed a terrible odor, like maybe a rat died in there.
So they call up the front desk. They then send a maintenance worker up to see what's going on.
The couple reported the smell. Staff came to inspect the room, but they couldn't find the source. So the couple tried to live with it, but the smell kept getting worse. So they decided to track down the smell for themselves. It was coming from somewhere near the bed. When they lifted the mattress, their jaws dropped. There was a body hidden under the bed. It looked like it was there for days, maybe weeks. The story was shared online for years. In one version, the body was inside the mattress, and in another, inside the wooden platform on which the mattress was supported. Some versions claimed the victim had ties to the mafia. Others said it was for a one-night stand. But the core story never changed. There was a couple, a foul smell, and the discovery of the body. People call this legend the body under the bed. Many assumed it was just another internet myth, but some decided to investigate, and they weren't ready for what they uncovered. Internet users searched for a real case that matched the story. If they could find one, it would prove the legend was true. At first, they made little progress. Just as they were about to give up, a reporter found a nearly identical case. It happened in July 1996. The location was a travel lodge in Pasadena, California. A couple checked into a room there. Right away, they noticed a terrible smell, but they couldn't figure out where it was coming from. What they did not know was this: a previous guest ended the life of a 23-year-old woman, and her remains were hidden inside the bed frame.
See, for me, something like this is what makes me go, like, you will see something like this and be like, damn, they found a dead body. But like, in all reality, open up, holy tripping. Hold up, I'm Miguel in here. But look, right, I forgot what I was saying, bro.
The couple slept just inches above the body. The next morning, the couple checked out because of the smell. In the following days, other people checked into the same room. Every guest complained. In the end, staff searched the room. That was when they found the body. The 1996 Pasadena case proved the internet legend was real. But it was just the start. People online started finding more real-life stories just like it. In 1982, a similar crime happened in New Jersey. Two men ended their business partner in a motel room. They hid the body under the bed and left. Days later, guests in the room.
Yeah, motels are sick places. Motels are one of them places where if you go, I don't think I've ever been. I've been to like this Motel 6 back when Motel 6 was like borderline a hotel in certain locations. And you know, when they're new, they're like real good and stuff. They had like I don't know if y'all know 5 Links. There was a meeting. My dad took me there. That's about the only time I've ever been in a motel, right? But the vibe in a motel was like, it's just people walk around with hoodies like this, or you're a businessman. But like, it really seemed like they onto real drills inside these motels. As an adult, I'm not going there. You're not finna shoot me or have some gunfire go off and I'm in the room next door. I'm hit. Nah, I'm good.
Complained about a terrible smell. The body was
I'm going to the double
discovered. Another case happened in 1988 in New York. Multiple guests spent the night in a room with a body under the bed. Once again, the smell exposed the crime. People kept finding more examples. There was an incident in Florida in 1994, another in New Jersey in 1999, one in Thailand, another just recently in Tibet. At that point, the truth was clear. This was not just an internet legend. It was something that happened again and again, a disturbing pattern hidden in plain sight. The people in our next chapter went looking for a game hidden on the dark web. What they found was reported to the police. The legend of Sad Satan. People online claimed Sad Satan was a sick game hidden on the dark web. At first, no one thought it was real. Then someone
I'm not playing no game with that word in it.
managed
I don't even feel right saying that game.
to find it, but the game they found was so unsettling it was reported to the police. Most people first heard about Sad Satan in June 2015. A YouTube channel called Obscure Horror Corner uploaded clips of themselves playing the game.
There's 5 parts to Obscure Horror Corner's playthrough of Sad Satan. Most of it is more of the same.
The footage showed a player walking through a dark, endless maze. There were no enemies or clear objectives.
Then stating that, quote, nothing really happened, but it has an odd feeling about it and kind of freaks me out.
The game made no sense. People who played it struggled to explain it.
Summarize this playthrough as simply him wandering around and getting teleported to different sections of the maze.
It was just unsettling. The channel that posted the footage claimed
It's just back rooms, right?
the game came from the dark web. They even shared a download link, but when people tried the link, it didn't work, and no one could find the game anywhere on the open web. News about the Sad Satan game spread fast. More people became curious. Users on Reddit and 4chan searched for it like a hidden treasure, but no one found anything. Then a new theory emerged. Maybe the game didn't exist. Maybe the YouTuber whose real name was Jamie created fake gameplay footage for attention.
A lot of rumors pointed towards Jamie fabricating the entire story.
For a while, that explanation made the most sense. Then one day, the game suddenly appeared. Weeks after the search began, a 4chan user named ZK made a post.
What you've seen on YouTube isn't right. Don't believe that coward Obscure Horror Corner. He did not show you what was truly in this game. Signed, ZK.
The post included a download link. It was the Sad Satan game, and it was far darker than anything shown on YouTube. Some parts looked the same. Players still walked through a dark maze, but this version included gore and other illegal pictures, the type of content that could get someone arrested.
Imagine you download a game. Hold on, chat. Finna play this game real quick. Guess what happened? I'm banned because I hit a corner, and it's some crazy stuff. That's TOS right there. Absolutely insane.
The version that surfaced later wasn't just disturbing, it was illegal. I mean, the creator was actually sharing CP.
The audio made it work.
I knew it. I was gonna say that. Imagine you turn a corner and you see, but then I didn't want it to be like, why was your head there? I knew it.
There were screams in the background. At one point, speeches from Hitler played in the background. Images of serial killers and military dictators randomly flashed across the screen. People went back to the YouTuber to confirm if it was the same game. He confirmed that he saw the disturbing content when he played the game. He just chose not to show it in his YouTube videos. People were worried such a game existed.
This game isn't a mystery. Unfortunately, it is real. And the disturbing imagery shown in it is also very real.
The pictures in the game were so disturbing that someone alerted the police. By then, dozens of people already downloaded it, and they did not have a positive experience playing it. Many said it left them deeply disturbed. One TikToker called the game a torture experience. But the legend of Sad Satan didn't end there. There was one final twist. The YouTuber who uploaded the gameplay suddenly disappeared. He just abandoned his YouTube channel without explanation. To this day, no one knows who created Sad Satan. Did it really come from the dark web, or was it a carefully planned hoax? There's no clear answer. All we know is this: the game actually exists. The woman in our next chapter was considered paranoid.
If you guys see any games like that, don't send them. Don't send them for me to play. Yo, Caster, play this. Don't send me something like that. You'll get mega banned to the max. Not even that, nigga. I'm gonna have to show up and beat your ass.
By everyone around her. Then her worst fear came true. The legend of the Candyman. This legend is straightforward. It says if you stand in front of a mirror and say Candyman 5 times, something terrible will happen. The Candyman will magically appear.
Y'all remember the Terrence Howard? Candyman, 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 Candyman. Wait, there's a big ass mirror to my side. Hold up.
here in the room, and he will end the life of the person who summoned him. According to the legend, Candyman is not human. He's an evil spirit that can enter our world through mirrors. The earliest mention of Candyman was in a short story from 1985. It was titled The Forbidden. The story described Candyman as a jaundiced, hooked-handed creature wearing a patchwork coat that created a disturbing image. A few years later, Hollywood made a movie about the Candyman.
Come with me. What's behind the mirror?
The film became a horror cult classic. Then the internet was created and it added more fuel to the fire. The Candyman legend began spreading through chain emails. People treated it like a challenge. Friends dared each other to test it. Those who tried it shared.
I feel like back then, everything kind of scary was like just go to the bathroom and say it in the mirror. Say Candyman, say Bloody Mary, say Margaret, say like don't do this. And you know what's crazy? When we was growing up, we used to literally force people in these bathrooms, right? Like friends, right? We used to force them in bathrooms. Close the door. The LAUSD thick ass metal door. Hold it down. We pushing them in. We turn off the light with our cards, because you know how you can't leave a light switch around kids. They turn it off. We'll put in our cards and switch it down, right? Our ID cards. And we would be like, we'll like leave it a little crack and yo, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary. We'll yell it however many times. Person in there is going absolutely crazy. They're going insane, banging at the let me out, come out. I see. You ain't see shit. You ain't see shit. You may have felt like you saw something, but you ain't see shit.
Their stories online. Some claimed they heard noises right after saying his name. Others said they saw strange shapes in the mirror. These stories turned Candyman into an internet boogeyman. Anyone who saw the Candyman movie noticed something interesting. The spirit didn't show up in just any mirror. He mostly appeared in bathroom mirrors. That detail in the movie wasn't random. Although this version of the legend was fake, it was inspired by a real-life case. The Candyman story was linked to a crime from the late 1980s. The victim was 52-year-old Ruthie McCoy. Ruthie had two major problems. First, she lived in a bad neighborhood.
This particular apartment building was considered to be one of the most dangerous places in all of Chicago.
Her second problem was more personal. Ruthie struggled with mental health issues. Her condition made her extremely paranoid. Neighbors often saw her talking to herself and shouting at strangers. At one point, she walked around carrying a stick for protection. She also checked the locks in her home again and again. In April 1987, her fears became real. Ruthie was in her apartment when she noticed her bathroom mirror began to move. The mirror was attached to the wall. At first, it shifted slightly. Then it started shaking violently. It looked like someone was trying to break through from the other side. Ruthie called 911. She said something was trying to come through the bathroom. Before help arrived, the mirror broke loose and crashed to the floor.
The mirror was gone, and in its place was this big dark hole on the wall, almost like an entrance to a dark tunnel.
Imagine being able to build an app with your name on it just by thinking about it.
I'm sorry.
Meet Base 44.
I don't have premium.
Moments later, intruders came through that opening. No one knows how many there were, but they robbed Ruthie and fled.
Stole her TV, they stole her rocking chair and some other things.
By the time police arrived, Ruthie was lifeless on the bathroom floor. The intruders ended her before escaping. Investigators later discovered how the attackers got inside. Ruthie's apartment building had an unusual design. There was a crawl space behind the bathroom walls. That space was for plumbing and maintenance work. The bathroom mirror covered an opening into that space. That meant someone could crawl through the hidden space and come out through the bathroom mirror. That was exactly what happened to Ruthie. The intruders.
Now, why would that be a design? Why would that be a design feature in this? So whoever made this needs to be expunged from their position and thrown in jail immediately. So you telling me every mirror like this is like this? In this building is like this? Maybe I wasn't locked in. I wasn't really hearing. But this is dumb. This is real dumb.
broke into an empty apartment next door. They removed the bathroom's mirror cabinet, entered the crawl space, and forced their way into Ruthie's bathroom. They unfortunately got away with it. No one was ever convicted for ending Ruthie. The media picked up the story. Magazines printed creepy headlines saying they came in through the bathroom mirror. The case felt like a nightmare come true, and it became famous. 5 years later, the Candyman movie was released. The writer admitted that he based parts of the story on Ruthie McCoy's case, but instead of real criminals coming through the mirror, the film
or the white man, they used the black man. They said, "Oh yeah, get that Igga right there. Yep, we gonna perpetuate this. We gonna use him." Yeah, even though the sketches were white people, yeah, let's just use.
Film used an evil spirit, and it borrowed the name Candyman from the short story from the 1980s. Over time, Candyman became part of internet culture. He's still popular today. Candyman has been referenced in songs and shows and even movies. The man in our next chapter was loved by everyone in his neighborhood. Nobody suspected a thing. The legend of the killer clown.
Oh my goodness. Y'all remember back in 2015, 16, when it was just like, yo, there's clowns everywhere. There's clowns everywhere. You drive in, you see them on the side of the street. You see them everywhere. Y'all remember that? It was terrifying. You would see it and they will act like they're gonna jump you or kill you or something.
Everyone online has heard something about evil clowns, but most of those fears trace back to a single story. In the late 1990s, a chainmail titled "The Clown Statue" began to spread. It told the story of a couple going out for the night. They hired a babysitter to watch their kids. After they left, the babysitter noticed a clown statue. It was standing in the corner of the room, and it made her feel uneasy. Later, the parents called to check in. The babysitter said everything was fine, but she had one request. She asked if she could put a sheet or blanket over the clown statue. The parents panicked. Their voices became firm and serious. They said 3 lines. "Take the children and go to the neighbors. We'll call the police. We don't have a clown statue." According to the story, the statue...
Oh my goodness. Oh my god. See, now that's storytelling. Yup. Now that's storytelling. That's what I like to hear. You see how that was a twist? I was expecting them to say, "Why?" And then the clown was gonna move. I never heard this one before. I thought the clown was gonna move. He said, "Okay, take the kids. We don't have a clown." Oh my goodness, what would y'all do in this situation? What would y'all do in this situation? Chat, I'm asking y'all, what would y'all do in this situation? Me personally, you would do what they said. Guess what? I wouldn't. I'm finding it right there on site. Kids, stand right there. Go next to the TV. I'm going to the kitchen. I'm coming back. Dang, but imagine right here, you're talking because you think it's a statue, right? And you're like, "Hey, yeah, so can I put a sheet over this clown? Right? Can I put a sheet?" And the clown is looking at you like, "Oh shit, she's on to me. We don't have a clown statue." You hear, "We don't have a clown statue." Instantly, you're probably done. He's probably gonna start moving and stab you or some. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is actually scary.
It was not a statue at all. It was a person dressed as a clown. In some versions, he was an escaped mental patient. In others, he was a serial killer. But in every version, he was waiting for the right moment to strike. The story spread during the 1990s and 2000s. At the same time, Hollywood released movies about killer clowns. People started to fear clowns more and more. And soon that fear moved beyond stories. Pranksters started dressing up as clowns and scaring others in public.
Creepy clowns. It's a phenomenon sweeping the country right now with thousands of alleged sightings, and now there are reports right here in Fort Wayne.
Photos of creepy clowns walking the streets went viral. News stations began reporting on clowns.
Yeah, a lot of people saying this is actually really a scary thing. The clown apparently hasn't said anything to anyone. He or she just stands there with balloons.
People created Facebook groups to track evil clown sightings. Reports came in from multiple countries, including Canada, Australia, and Britain. The fear kept growing. Some people began...
You can't just be the regular clown, though. You gotta, like, be the bald clown or the clown that's balding. You can't be the afro. No one's scared of the afro clown. You can't be the clown with the red around your mouth either. Just kind of like go white. if you have orange hair like Pennywise, better green, but like you can't have curly rainbow hair. That's not the scary kind.
Carrying firearms to protect themselves from the clowns. One woman said, "I'm terrified of clowns already, and if one messes with me or my kids, it'll be to the hospital or morgue they go." In some places, the panic got so bad that clown costumes were banned. A recent survey showed that 53% of adults are scared of clowns in some way. But the
Yeah, these adults was all kids during this
idea
time.
of a killer clown isn't just fiction. There was a real one. This is John Wayne Gacy. He lived in Chicago during the 1970s. John loved to dress up as a clown and perform for kids. He called himself Pogo the Clown.
He could regularly be found entertaining kids at his local children's hospital or children's parties.
But behind his clown smile, John, aka Pogo, had a dark side. Between 1972 and 1978, he
No, that was a scary ass. Maybe the build of the clown as well. I think the more out of shape you look, the more scary you look. The less hair you have, the more scary. But his build right there and this one right here.
John,
like, look, bald, but like his build make him more. He's burly. He had that burly.
aka Pogo, had a dark side. Between 19
This is terrifying because this is just not a good costume. That's what makes this terrifying.
1972 and 1978, he ended dozens of people. He lured victims to his home by offering them jobs. Once inside, he would offer to show them a magic trick. When they let their guard down, he ended them. He hid the bodies in a crawl space under his house. For years, no one suspected him. Then he slipped up. In December 1978, he met a young man at a pharmacy. He offered him a job and brought him home. The next day, the victim's mother reported him missing. Witnesses said they saw John with him. Police started looking into John. Eventually, officers raided his home. Inside, they found the truth.
There they discovered the remains of a decomposing body in a hidden crawl space beneath the house.
During questioning, John made a chilling remark. "You know, clowns can get away with murder." He was found guilty of ending at least 33 people.
33 people? What the fuck? Damn! 33 people! Bruh. 33 people? By 7, you should have played the lottery. You ain't get caught by, like, it took 30. It took you 33% to get caught. You should have played the lottery game.
He was executed in 1994, but his legacy lived on. The media was fascinated that John also worked as a clown. They made documentaries about him. Reporters dubbed him the Killer Clown, and his story helped shape the internet legend that we know today. This next chapter is about something happening on the internet right now that most people have no idea about. The dead internet theory. When we use social media, we assume we're interacting with real people. We expect a real person behind every comment, like, and share, but that might not be true. It's called the dead.
So basically, everybody's bots? Is this what this one is? Everybody's bots? Because sometimes I be feeling like that.
Internet theory. It claims that many of the people we interact with online are machines pretending to be human. It might sound ridiculous, but there's a reason people started to believe it. In the late 2010s, some internet users noticed strange patterns online. They saw identical comments posted by different accounts. The wording was often the same, almost like people were following a script. They also noticed the same types of posts kept going viral. Over time, the internet started to feel repetitive. People began to question what was happening. For years, no one had a clear answer. Then in 2021, someone came up with the dead internet theory. He posted a detailed explanation on an online forum. In summary, the theory claimed most online content was no longer created by living beings.
Okay, see, in this case, I would understand where people would say, we're living in the Matrix. If this was happening to you and you genuinely feel like you are going crazy, I can understand where you're coming from. You know what I'm saying? Like, randomly, if someone come up to me and say, the Matrix, you know this is all fake. This person's AI. It's like, bro, get on my face. But like, if I flip the perspective and I see that you were on Facebook, you were on social media, and your shit is botted, you're seeing multiple people like this, and then you post that on your small following, and other people are like, I got that exact same. The only thing different is the profile picture and the name, right? I can't put that past you. I understand where you're coming from. I would take that back. You know what I'm saying? Because I would be like, yeah, this is all fake. Everything is not real. I'll probably say the earth is flat by that point.
Instead, it was generated by bots.
The bots are subtle. They're designed to sound human and blend into the background.
These bots were all over chat rooms, social media, and blogs. That explained why so much content felt the same. But who designed and unleashed these bots online? The theory suggested that governments and corporations could be behind it. They probably did it to influence customers and shape public perception and opinions. Thousands read this theory and it went viral. Large commentary channels and influencers began discussing it.
I'm sure by now all of you have heard of dead internet theory. It boils down to the idea that the things and the people that you see or interact with online aren't actually real, it's bots.
Still, there wasn't much proof that it was true. Many dismissed it as a fringe conspiracy theory. Then a team of researchers decided to take a closer look. In 2024, researchers measured how much of the internet was driven by bots. The data was shocking.
Bots now account for over half of all internet traffic.
They found millions of bot accounts on Twitter, TikTok, and YouTube. These bots were reacting, liking, and leaving comments under content.
The Times reported that half of YouTube traffic was bots masquerading as people.
The same trend applied to blogs. For 1 month in 2024, AI
Damn, am I bought it? Am I bought it? Am I bought it? How'd I get to 1 million subs? I'm bought it.
Generated articles surpassed the quantity of human written articles. Simply put, machines were writing more blogs than real humans. These findings seem to support the dead internet theory. If this research is true, then many people we interact with online may not be real. The biggest concern is that most users cannot tell the difference between an AI bot and a real person. Experts believe this trend will keep growing, and seeing the way AI is going right now,
I can tell, especially under ads, when you see ads, you see hella comments, right? It's like someone will have a deodorant ad, right? And then there's just hella comments, and there's a lady there. Everybody that's saying, oh, she bad, gyat. I can almost guarantee those are real, horned out, freaky ass humans, right? But when it's like, oh, I tried this is amazing product. Or like, you go on like these third party like Wish, DHgate, Temu, all these places, and you look at reviews or people TikTok shop, and reviews are like amazing, we'll purchase again. These are very, very beautiful, lovely, and it all sound like that. You can kind of tell.
It's no surprise. One prediction says AI content could make up 99% of the internet by 2030. If that happens, the internet would become a place where machines talk to other machines. The people in our next chapter had a memory from childhood that no one else believed was real. The legend of the crack monster. There are over 4,000.
When I hear crack monster, I'm hearing like this drug fiend. That's what I hear. A drug fiend. He's fiend.
500 original episodes of Sesame Street. Most of them are still easy to find, but there was a rumor about one segment so disturbing that it gave kids nightmares. It featured a creature called the Crack Monster. People on Reddit swore they saw this as children, but no one could find the clip anywhere. People began discussing the Crack Monster in the early 2000s. Here's what they remembered about the clip. A young girl was lying in bed, staring at the cracks on the wall. As she looked closer, the cracks began to move. They morphed into different animals, and every crack animal could talk. Finally, the cracks on the wall transformed into a monster. It called itself the Crack Monster. Reddit users said the scene terrified them. One wrote, "I had horrible recurring nightmares based on it." But now that they were adults, they couldn't find the clip in the Sesame Street archives. That led to a debate. Some believed it was a false memory. After all, Sesame Street was a kid show. Why would it air something so disturbing? Still, people insisted it was real. They were certain it aired between 1976 and 1978. Over time, the Crack Monster became an internet myth.
Cracks remained an urban legend for years, with rumors about the short being banned or destroyed.
Now this I wouldn't know nothing about.
Due to its frightening nature and causing mental distress for children.
But those who remember the clip never stopped searching. They even went through old Sesame Street compilations, but the crack monster was nowhere to be found. The search continued for 10 years before they had a breakthrough. In December 2013, one person searching for the cartoon got a strange email. There was no message, only a video file. It was titled Cracks. They played it. It was the missing Sesame Street segment. They uploaded the video to YouTube that same day. Within hours, it went viral. The video matched what people remembered. There was a girl. There were animals made from cracks. Then the creature finally showed up. But it was actually named the Crack Master, not Monster.
The crack just growled instead and
Oh, y'all was just too scary as hell. Y'all said, oh, he said monster.
made himself look very big and mean. He said, I am Crack Master.
At the end, the monster broke apart and disappeared. Then the girl woke up and realized it was all a dream. After the clip resurfaced, the truth became clear. The segment was never deleted from the Sesame Street archives. People were just searching for the wrong name. The clip was archived as Cracks, but most people were looking for Crack Monster. In the end, the legend...
That's some BS. You ever find... look for something and you like searching, scouring deep, heavy, and you're like, if I search this will definitely pop up. What else in Sesame Street has the word crack in it? Y'all not gonna give it to me because I added monster to the back of it. All right, bet. Go to hell, man.
It was real. There really was a Sesame Street segment that terrified children. These legends spread because people felt something was wrong, something didn't feel right. They just couldn't prove it yet. My friends, your instincts exist for a reason, so listen to them. Visual Venture.
Hey man, that's a W video by Visual Venture. Love you to death, boy. Appreciate y'all for watching. Hype the video. Leave a comment if you want to. See you in the next one. I'm gone.